Hey everyone, this is Rich, Plant-Based Coaches Podcast. Joined here today with Dr. Suzanne Fox, and we're so honored because Dr. Greger, we have been following you for years. Honestly, for years. Your nutritionfacts.org is my source for any information I need out there. It's a trusted source, and I know so many of us rely on it. So I want to thank you for that service.
Happy to help.
Yeah. And Dr. Greger, you and I met about 5 years ago at the Plant-Based, I think it was Plant-Based World Expo in New York. They haven't had a conference since then, but that was a great one. You and so many other plant-based doctors. Yeah, I enjoyed your lecture then. All right, so we have alternating questions, so let's get right into it. My first question is about aging. I know you wrote your book, How Not to Age, a few years ago, and I love it. One thing you said is that there's no real, you don't really die of natural causes. There's always some cause. But in those people who were over 100, even if they had heart disease, do they know if that actually caused their death? Or I was wondering if you could explain that further.
Yeah, so, I think in the introduction, I talk about how no one dies of old age. Everyone dies from disease. There was a famous series of 13,000 consecutive autopsies, and every single centenarian, every single person over 100 autopsied, even those who appeared perfectly normal before their death, their doctors said they were totally fine. When you actually open them up, they died from disease, most commonly heart disease, which is what kills people under 100 most commonly, and second cancer, the same thing. So they didn't know they had cancer, and so it appeared that they just died of old age, but no, they didn't. And so that's why it's critically important to reduce our risk of these chronic age-related diseases that are what's going to take us out.
Definitely.
So true. Very
Definitely.
true.
And Suzanne?
Yeah. I had a question. I know that you've talked a lot about your grandmother who inspired you when she went to Nathan Pritkin's clinic and became really healthy, after almost dying from heart disease. And I just had a question. What happened between then and, of course, you're now superstardom? Like, how long have you been like a vegan, and how did that all come about? When she came back from the clinic, did you guys, your whole family, adopt a plant-based diet?
I was just a kid at the time. And for me, it wasn't that. I mean, that's what happens. You go to the doctor and you get healthier. Like it was not a weird thing. Like they wheeled her in, she walked out, and she was healthy. Like little did I know at the time, heart disease, we didn't think it was reversible at all. We thought heart disease got worse, and you die. And so it was really revolutionary what happened. But for me, it didn't even make any, It's like, they made grandma better. What's the big deal? I didn't realize till later how revolutionary it was.
Yeah.
I didn't change my own diet until 1990 with the publication of Dean Orrish's Lifestyle Heart Trial in the Lancet, proving for the first time in a randomized controlled trial that indeed that the progression of heart disease could be reversed with the plant-based diet and other healthy lifestyle behaviors. I'd seen it with my own eyes, but here it was in black and white, published in some of the most prestigious medical journals in the world. And I just looked around and was like, hello, like this should change everything. But it was just crickets. And so it's like, wait a second. If essentially the cure to our number one killer could get lost down some rabbit hole and ignored, what else might there be in the medical literature that could help my future patients, but just didn't have a corporate budget driving its promotion? Well, I made it my life's mission to find out. So that's why I started NutritionFacts.org, why I wrote the book, How Not to Die, why all the proceeds from all my books are all donated directly to charity. I just want to do for everyone's family what Pritikin did for my family.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it too, believe me. Another question I had, speaking of aging, is I'm sure this is anti-aging as well. Glucoraphanin. I was practicing how to say that name because that's not easy to say.
Nice. Good job.
That's in broccoli and particularly broccoli sprouts.
Yeah.
You're familiar with Doug Evans, right?
Familiar with what?
Doug Evans.
Oh, yeah. Is that the sprout guy? Yeah.
Yeah, he sells high glucoraphanin seeds, and I started to grow those.
Any broccoli seed is high glucoraphanin. They all contain high amounts of glucosinolates.
That's
So
what I was
you don't
gonna
need to
ask
get a
you.
special seed. Any broccoli sprout that'll sprout is good.
That's good to know. I mean, is there a limit to how much you can eat? Because I did get the high ones, but
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's never been tested, but I mean, they have potent pharmacological effects. I mean, broccoli sprouts were what was shown to, for the first time, the first treatment ever to successfully treat the core symptoms of autism. Published in Proceedings in the National Academy of Sciences. That was broccoli sprouts. It was the sulforaphane, which is created when the glucosinolates get morosinased, and so. I mean, there's just remarkable benefits to sulforaphane. So we think that's what is the reason why brassica or cruciferous vegetables are associated with such lower cancer risk and improved cancer survival. And so broccoli sprouts, I eat them every day that I'm home.
Yeah,
I
me
had
too.
them this morning. No, I had them for lunch actually today. I didn't have a smoothie. Normally I put them in my smoothie, but instead I had a salad just so I could eat my broccoli sprouts.
Nice.
Started up a new batch. And only when I travel is the only time I don't get to eat my broccoli sprouts. Probably the healthiest, the best bang for your buck in terms of, because it costs about a quarter, like 25 cents to get to make a cup of broccoli sprouts. And so you get fresh produce year round on your kitchen counter. You don't
I
need
love
any
it.
soil. I mean, it's amazing.
Yep, I love it.
Why doesn't everybody make broccoli sprouts? I don't understand it. You don't need a fancy sprout machine or whatever.
No.
You just need like a mason jar and a sprout lid. You're set to go.
If only they talked about it at the press release the other day. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes. And speaking of the press release, Richard and I had a question about the venous insufficiency that's going on with our current president's legs. Is that something that's reversible with a plant-based diet?
Oh, I was not aware. So he's got varicose veins or what's going on?
His legs are all swollen.
Oh, his legs are swollen?
Oh, yeah, chronic venous insufficiency.
Is what it's been diagnosed as.
Right. And so that's, you get this kind of valvular collapse when under certain circumstances, it could be a heart issue, it could be all sorts of things, it could be a liver issue. You do some calf lifts, you get the blood flowing. We don't want that stagnating blood in the lower limbs.
Right.
But peripheral vascular disease can be reversed with a healthy enough diet. In fact, they showed the reversal of peripheral vascular disease before coronary artery disease.
Oh, really?
One of the first atherosclerosis regression studies was actually done on peripheral artery disease, just because it's easier to measure. Before we developed, angiography.
Nice, very nice to know.
Yeah, another question I had, speaking of aging, a friend of mine, I work out with him at the gym sometimes. He was telling me he had tore his rotator cuff.
Ouch.
And he actually, they wanted him to do surgery, and he decided to go the peptides route. I think he did, I don't remember, BPH 157 or something. And he did say it helped him heal, but is there any studies out there proving that it works? Or?
Oh, well, there's lots of studies showing how various injections and surgeries are useless for rotator cuff injury, and in fact, may actually make things worse.
Wow.
So like steroid injections, bad idea. In fact, I think they even have sham surgery trials showing that rotator cuff surgery actually makes things worse. We certainly do have it for arthroscopic knee surgery.
Yep.
You don't need to be injecting anything.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think I trust it. Yeah, Suzanne?
Yeah, that's crazy. I've noticed that the stem cell, not the stem cell, but the PRP injections, I've had a lot of patients. I'm a physical therapist, so I have to deal with a lot of patients that have that, but I've never seen a PRP injection actually work. I mean, people think it works and they try to say
exactly.
I've never actually seen it work.
It did work for me.
Stands for, profit-rich plasma.
Right. Oh, there you go. See, Rich just had a stem cell treatment, which I think might be slightly different. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I did have PRP in my knee because I had a chronic swelling, and it did take care of the swelling.
It did seem to help. That's good to know.
Yeah. course,
Maybe
it
it
could
made
be
it less
placebo,
painful.
maybe because I thought it would work. Who knows?
Either way, it's fine now, so that's what matters, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's see if we have another question for you. I know the nutritionfacts.org. When did you start with that organization?
2011. So it's been about
2011.
14
Okay.
years by now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 2011 is when that got started, and you've been traveling pretty much nonstop since then, haven't you?
No, just during my book tour years.
Okay.
And so when I'm right now, I'm in book writing mode, so I don't
Oh,
get out much. It's all I've got 3 books coming out this year, 3 books coming out next year.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
But then I'll be on the road in 2027 for probably I don't know 8 months, something like that.
Wow. That's
And I
a
think-
very busy
I
schedule.
think your next book is about pain, right? How to,
That's December 2026 will be How Not to Hurt on pain management. So you're gonna love that, Suzanne.
I am. I'm really going to really enjoy that one.
Yeah.
That's what I deal with all day.
No, exactly. But before then, I have a book on cholesterol coming out this month. I have the 10th anniversary edition of How Not to Die, updated and revised, coming out in December. In January, I have a book on ultra processed foods coming out. Later that summer, a book on how to read a research paper, and then How Not to Hurt in December.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a very busy
I don't know how you
schedule.
can keep them all
Wow.
in track. It's a lot to keep track of.
It is. It is.
Especially since How Not to Die, I think you said you have like 30,000 references. I don't remember how many.
No.
numbers.
How Not to Die only had maybe
I mean, How Not to Age.
8,000 something.
Yeah, I mean,
But How Not to Age had 13,000. That's probably the
13,000.
biggest. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's amazing.
yeah, give a
Well, I
lot of
remember
credit to
seeing.
that.
Yeah, I remember seeing you at the PCRM conference, and we could just feel how much you love your work and how much you
That was
actually
wonderful.
care
That's
about
a
the
great
people.
conference. Such a good
Conference
conference.
Cage. Yeah, it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Really appreciate the work that
One of
you
my
do.
favorites.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about oil on food? How do you feel about that? Oil added to
I mean,
food.
it's better than a lot of stuff you can put on food. But even
Okay.
better is to use whole food sources of fat.
Yes.
Why
that's
not sprinkle some walnuts or pumpkin seeds on instead, or a slice of avocado? Then you actually get some
That's
nutrients
true.
with your calories.
This
But
is true.
otherwise, oil is the most calorie concentrated food on the planet. 120 calories per tablespoon. Even butter doesn't have that many calories because it has a little water in it.
Oh,
So it's just like, why would you? I mean, you wouldn't even taste the difference, and you just added all these empty calories.
this
There's
is
just a
very
few fat
true.
soluble nutrients like vitamin E or something, but basically you just strip you take a walnut or something, end up with walnut oil. You've taken all the fiber out. You've taken so much of the nutrition out. Why would we do that? And it's like oil is like the table sugar of the carbohydrate kingdom of the fat kingdom, right? It's just like, well,
it's
you
true.
take a sugar beet where most of our sugar comes from these days, a beet, super healthy, but then you remove all the nutrition, you're just left with sugar. Why would we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's very
speaking
true.
of fats, I was thinking of Dr. Brooke Goldner. She advises hypernourishment. Taking extra flax seeds. I think it's a half
Chia
a cup
seeds
of
and flax seeds. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know Dr. Furman doesn't agree with it. But you see, I follow both, and
What Furman likes flax. What's the problem?
Oh no, he likes flax, but he thinks you can overdo it. And Dr. Brooke Goldner, she recommends half a cup for hypernourishment program. But
How long? That's a lot. Raw flax?
Yeah, I believe so. And I think
I think she said up to. Yeah, she said up to before she.
I mean, you could probably get away with it for short periods, but that's a lot of cyanide, actually.
Right.
Oh.
I have videos talking about how the maximum, how you wouldn't want to do that chronically.
Okay, it's good to know.
I think she advises for a month or so until the numbers.
I recommend people eat a tablespoon of ground flax seeds every day.
Yeah,
it's good.
I mean, I know she has great results too. That's why I was wondering. I follow both of their advice and your advice, and it's good to get everybody's input.
Yeah.
Flax seeds are great.
Yeah,
greens are great. She's a big fan of greens. Great.
Yeah,
they work very well.
Bring it.
The other question I had is about DHA and EPA supplements. Yeah, I do take Dr. Furman's supplement just because I worry about brain health. What's your take on that?
250 milligrams of DHA a day. Algae derived. Easy.
Do you take it as well?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
I take a cheaper form, but the same stuff.
I know a lot of people. There's Jeff Palmer. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He actually disagrees with Dr. Furman's assessment. He's done a lot of scientific studies on it himself. But so that's why
On himself?
No.
How about? I mean,
I don't think he did them himself. I think he did them as far as like he's researched, he's delved into the research to see what is.
I would be interested in his response to the literature that shows randomized, placebo-controlled, double-blind trials of improvements in cognition with DHA versus placebo. It's like, what else do you need to know?
Right.
That's pretty good to know. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's very true. And me and Richard always like to ask our guests every time we have them on, what is your typical daily diet look like? Like your breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
I try to hit the daily dozen, right? The healthiest of healthy foods I encourage people to fit in the daily routine. Available as free app, iPhone and Android, Dr. Greger's Daily Dozen. So, not just fruits and vegetables every day, but berries, the healthiest fruits, dark green leafy vegetables, the healthiest vegetables, legumes every day, beans, split peas, chickpeas, and lentils, tablespoon of ground flax seeds, quarter teaspoon turmeric, the best beverages, how much exercise, etc., on down the list. How do I take all those foods and actually make meals out of them? I've got 3 cookbooks. How Not to Die cookbook, How Not to Diet cookbook, and just out this April, How Not to Age cookbook, probably my favorite. And so, pick and choose and have fun.
Yeah. What's your favorite meal of all time? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, it changes. Like I get into grooves where I just love something and I get sick of it and I love something else.
Okay.
What am I a big fan?
Current favorite.
Oh, I do a lot of hummus, which is mac and cheese, but with hummus instead of cheese.
Oh, wow. That's
Like
really
so it's basically like hummus, whole grain pasta, and kale, something like that.
Wow, that's really interesting. I got to go try that. That sounds really cool.
I love hummus. Yeah.
That's
My
really
other
good.
question, because you were talking about legumes, soybeans, and specifically edamame. I used to buy organic edamame. I can't find the organic anymore, and I only see
Really?
non-GMO. I don't know.
That's surprising.
Maybe it's just in the Northeast, but it seems like every store shelf in the freezer section, they don't seem to have the organic edamame. And I'm wondering, is there much difference between the non-GMO? Because people love to say, make sure you get organic for soybeans. Does it really make much difference?
Well, for soybeans themselves, at a retail level, there's more glyphosate on GMO soybeans than non-GMO. So it's not the GMO construct itself; it's the fact that you can spray them with more herbicide. And the IARC thinks glyphosate may be a possible human carcinogen. So choose non-GMO when you can. But, edamame, who cares what's sprayed on the pod? Presumably when you open up the soybean, you wouldn't have that.
Oh,
I don't know that. I've never... I'll know if that makes sense. But, it's like if you're going to choose like pesticide-free foods, it's like, well, like something like a watermelon makes no sense. Like, who cares? You're not eating the rind, right?
This is true.
It often doesn't kind of penetrate inside. Whereas some foods that are like strawberries or something, we're eating the whole thing. That may be more of a concern.
Yeah, that's probably the most dangerous food to eat non-organic, right? Strawberries.
Well, I mean, it still benefits far outweigh the risks.
Yeah.
If you just had conventional strawberries, you would be doing yourself a huge favor by eating them. But it's better. Why not get all benefits, no risks by choosing organic?
Yeah.
This is so true. Very
And
true.
I wanted to talk to you. You reminded me of the strawberries. I told my dad about it because he was recently diagnosed with osteoarthritis. And I told him about your video about eating strawberries for pain. My question is, where do you see medicine going in a few years with stem cells and all the research, regenerative medicine? Do you see cures for certain diseases going forward?
I think most of the regenerative medicine field right now is total bunk. I mean, they're just using the word stem cell to, basically sell people on garbage. But I mean, there's potential. But you can potential for Parkinson's. They just had this genetic modification for a Huntington's.
I saw that. That was so cool.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
Right. I mean, so that's not really a stem cell thing. That's kind of injecting people with DNA modifying viruses into their brain. But whatever it takes, I mean, look, I think what's going to be a big change is if AI doesn't kill us all. Yeah. And it may give us some real insights into new ways to help people.
Are you using AI? Are you using AI much yourself?
Yeah, it's a research tool. Yeah. I mean, I don't trust anything it says in terms of facts, but it can find papers that I'm unable to find through other methods.
Yeah, it's taking over Google. Actually, ChatGPT, people are using that way more than Google now for searching.
Wow. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Love the ChatGPT. It's super fun.
It is.
How about celery juice? What do you know about celery juice? Is that all hype?
We have a video coming out on. We just had a video on celery.
Okay.
So the concern is the psorellins that make you photosensitive. So I eat a lot of celery juice and go out in the sun. You can break out in a blistering rash. There's some other stuff, but there's some benefits for celery seed supplementation for blood pressure. I think I don't know. I check out this celery video. It just came out recently.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, definitely.
The other question is, do you grow any vegetables yourself, or do you sprout?
Oh yeah, beyond my broccoli sprouts. I mean, 'tis the season. I got peach trees are in bloom. We got I picked some mint this morning for my breakfast.
Nice.
For my oatmeal. Tomatoes are pretty much all gone at this point. But there's lots of food. Got a little food forest going.
Where do you live? Like which state?
Most of it is eaten by the deer and Mildred, the resident groundhog. But
Awesome.
she is fat like anything.
I bet she is. She's doing good. Shopping in your big grocery store back there.
Exactly. So
which state are you in though? Which state?
I'm in rural Virginia.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. That's what I'm in Southeast Virginia. So there you go.
Oh, all right. We're neighbors.
I'm over on the Virginia area.
I'm up by the Appalachian Trail, Front Royal area.
So beautiful. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, my dad lives in Southern Virginia. Yeah, it's a beautiful state, though.
Yeah, it is. You can grow a lot. It's a long growing season for sure.
Where did you grow up, Dr. Greger? Was it in the Northeast? Or?
Born in Florida, moved around west a lot, and then upstate New York for college, high school, college, and then Boston for med school, and then all around since then.
Yeah. I know you frequently move.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
My failed romantic endeavors take me from city to city. We're still working on it.
Well, there you go. That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. I'm sure it will work out.
I do have one last question. I have one last question about travel, because I know so many vegans, especially whole food plant-based, they worry when they travel about what foods to eat and how to find the foods. I think Dr. Furman makes sure that there's a Whole Foods nearby when you travel.
That's a good tip.
Yeah, what do you do yourself?
You pack snacks. You don't want to find yourself someplace hungry when you don't got good food with you, because then you're tempted to eat crap,
I mean, there's no other choice, really.
So I'm always packing, microwave sweet potatoes on the plane. And what I just discovered? Costco has freeze-dried jackfruit. Big bags, one ingredient, jackfruit. Delicious. Has this nice tropical flavor.
I'll have to look for that.
So I just discovered, Chef AJ told me about it this week.
Wow.
And so next time I go on a trip, I'm taking a bag of jackfruit with me. It's so awesome. And so there's all sorts of great snacks like that. They're super healthy. And then, if you have Whole Foods, you usually have a big salad bar. You can pick and choose. But basically, you should be able to eat healthy pretty much anywhere. You get a lot of sides. You typically walk into I do a lot of Asian. You walk into a Chinese restaurant, they usually have a little healthy section of the menu where they just give you basically steamed broccoli and brown rice, and you can get a little sauce on the side if you want. And it's just you can actually get vegetables.
Yeah,
amazing.
No matter what, I make it work myself, because pretty for example, I'm going out for a lunch with my coworkers. They chose a restaurant that's completely opposite of anything I would ever choose. I'm going to, see what kind of vegetables they have on the side they can give me, or some kind of salad.
Exactly.
There's always something.
Yeah, it's like some, pasta primavera or something. I mean, it's easy to find. They can give you a baked potato with some veggies on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be that difficult.
You
can eat before you go, so you're not starving the whole time,
Exactly. Do you ever find it uncomfortable with other people who aren't vegan? I mean, I've never been that way. I just do my own thing and I don't care what people think, but
oh, yeah, no, it's usually they're the ones at the problem. I like you like you're mind your own business, eating healthy, and they're like, they're the ones trying to, but that's great. I'm glad they're curious. And, why am I eating this way? Well, let me tell you all the reasons I'm eating this way. It doesn't bother me. Look, you be you. You want to go smoke cigarettes and go bungee jump and disconnect your smoke alarms and not wear your seatbelt? It's your body, your choice. Do what you want. But, I've got things to do in this world. And so I want to try to stay healthy for as long as possible.
Yeah, that's the same goal. I just have one final question. It's kind of a fun question. Are you familiar with Mike Young?
Sounds familiar.
He wrote a video book about how to live to be 150.
Oh, I don't know Mike Young.
Okay, yeah, you'll have to look him up. He has a whole channel about that.
What's his secret for 150?
He figures the average life expectancy is 75, and he figures you can double that by doing certain pillars, making sure you eat a whole food plant-based diet, exercise, and there's a whole bunch of pillars.
All right. Well, I mean, I like the pillars so far. I don't know if he's going to hit 150, but I'm all in favor of eating healthy.
Because he don't consider himself middle-aged. He's about 50-something, and he figures he's still on the young side. So,
well, I'm all in favor of eating and living healthy.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. Keep up the great work.
Thank you, Dr. Greger. You're amazing. We really appreciate you.
Honestly, I love nutritionfacts.org, and I always go to it.
Yep.
Happy to help out any way I can. Never hesitate to reach out.
Okay. We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.